Let's come play some games on the Sega Master System. Come now, join me and play some games. We all remember Disney from that time back in school. We've seen all these little cartoons. And now it's a global corporation. It owns Star Wars, Marvel, and goodness knows what else. The House of Mouse is taking over the world. Ah, the House of Mouse. The giant corporation that now involves Fox, Star Wars, Marvel, and a whole host of other franchises. How the world has changed since those cutesy little cartoons of a rather overzealous duck and a quaint little mouse. Throughout our childhoods, we've always remembered these Disney classics, adaptations of grim fairy tales and other such folklore, and some of these being realised in video game form, always to some degree a success, oddly. And I'm sure most of us who have played a Sega console at some point would have some sort of memory with a Disney game. I would say the same goes for Nintendo or other computers, because obviously it wasn't exclusive to Sega. But for me personally, it was actually the Sega consoles that tended to have the games that I kind of remember, with a few notable exceptions and obviously a few ports. So today, my friends, we are taking a look, as part of episode 9 of Adaptation, at Master System Disney games. So first of all, we're going to take a look at one that I always remember. Now, I don't remember playing this. I remember playing the Amiga and DOS ports of the Mega Drive version, basically. But this, very much in the same style, but very much as its own unique game, yet follows the plot of the film, is Aladdin. And it is absolutely beautiful. For an 8-bit game, this really does show what the Master System is capable of. It is sublime. You basically start off getting chased for stealing, and then you sort of meet the princess and you're running across the rooftops, and then you're basically thrown into the dungeon of the castle. It is very playable. I love the animation, the way in which Aladdin is animated, the way in which the characters are drawn, the way in which the colours pop. Okay, you don't get the level of detail as you would on the Genesis or the other ports, but this is a unique experience. It's a completely unique experience compared to what you experienced on the Sega Genesis. And it is one that is basically a really, really, really good game in its own right. I would actually say it's probably one of the best platformers on the system. I'm not saying it is the best platform on the system, because there's a lot of stiff competition as far as the Master System is concerned. But if I was to sort of give you, let's say, 15 games of that genre that you should play on the Master System, I would say this would probably be in the top 10. If you have not tried this game before, guys, give it a shot. The mechanics are really, really good, are really sound, and it's just a lot of fun. So, highly recommend this. This is the Lion King. Now, I don't know how much this parodies the Genesis or Super Nintendo or other versions of this game. I think it is a port, but I'm not entirely sure. But I've basically played, this is my first experience ever at playing a Lion King game. And to be perfectly honest, I was pleasantly surprised. It is very much a good platformer in its own right. It's very cute. I love the way Simba moves. And you have like these bonus stages with Timon and Pumbaa. So I would say the only complaint I really have with this game is I felt the levels were a bit long and confusing. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's kind of a good problem to have because they were still a joy to come back to. And I haven't got as far into the game as I'd like. I don't know if the Master System has like the Stampede levels, but you know, this is definitely one I would say, you know, very much worth checking out. Possibly not on the level of Aladdin. I think Aladdin was probably one of the best, the better platformers, but it's still very much worth checking out. And yeah, absolutely fantastic and true to the source material. And once again, beautifully drawn, beautifully animated, and the colours are sublime. The Jungle Book. I didn't really get far in this game. I felt there was something lacking in this compared to the other two I've just mentioned. Now, other people I know have enjoyed it, and I believe it got decent reviews when it came out. Again, it feels more like a port than its own original thing. I've not played the versions on other platforms, so I'm only taking this on its own merit. Again, absolutely beautifully animated, you know, beautifully produced. Very, very high production value as far as gameplay is concerned, as far as graphics and sound is concerned. And, you know, this definitely is reminiscent of the Jungle Book. It looks like the Jungle Book, it feels like the Jungle Book, it has that sort of, you know, that vibe to it. It just, for me, I don't know, it suffers with, and I found this quite a lot with like these kind of 2.5D type games where, you know, you have like this sort of 3D effect with the platformers. It just, I don't know, there was just something missing for me. There was something within the game that just didn't feel quite like I wanted to continue. But again, you know, it's not a bad game. I just don't think it's one that I personally got along with. The Little Mermaid. Now, The Little Mermaid, I'll be honest with you, not for me, not my genre, and I didn't have a clue what was going on, to be perfectly honest with you. I was swimming about this ocean, and I don't know what to say about it, to be honest with you. It was just, I don't really enjoy games with swimming mechanics in any way, especially in the 8 and 16-bit era. And this kind of gave me Echo the Dolphin vibes, to a certain degree. But out of all the Disney games I've played, this is probably the worst. And, you know, again, which is a shame to say, because again, it looks fantastic, it sounds fantastic, but I just really didn't have a clue what I was doing, and couldn't get invested enough in the game to really care about what I was doing, if that makes sense. So I would say, if you can find a way to play this one, perhaps just to see if you like it. But for me, I couldn't really recommend this one. I just want to say a quick note to you guys to say thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. It's been absolutely beautiful to chat with you all. In the comments down below each of the videos, I've had some conversations that have been absolutely sublime. Yes, we are approaching 200 subscribers. What a fantastic journey this has been over the last couple of months. And thank you guys so much for sharing this love of retro gaming and modern gaming and just gaming in general. If you are new to the channel, please consider liking this video and joining us on the journey. I would like to reach 500 subscribers by the middle of April. Thank you guys for all your help, all your support. It means the absolute world to me. And now, let's get on with the video. Castle of Illusion, starring Micky Mouse. it's a very good platformer, you know, for what it is. But my main criticism with this, as it is with a couple of the Mickey Mouse games actually, is it's very, very short. And basically it's 3 levels and you're done. So you're basically in search of Minnie Mouse, and you come to this creepy old guy and you have an exchange with him, and then you get these 3 doors. And you've got these 3 levels, and once you get to the end of the 3 levels, you climb a ladder and there's Minnie Mouse and the game restarts. For the levels, for what they are really, really good. The mechanics are really, really good. But this kind of feels like a proof of concept more than an actual game, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's like, I think, I don't know, when I played this for this video, I found myself being slightly underwhelmed, because I remember playing the game when I was younger and not being able to get past the 3rd stage because it's like a scrolling stage, and you know, not being very good at platformers at that point. And now I've gained, you know, a bit of experience after 20 more years of playing games. Like, I breezed past that level and I was like, oh right, we get the next level. You got to the next level, there's like 3 more doors or 3 more zones. I was like, nope, that's the end of it. This cost me $50 back in the day, you know. I would be fuming because there's absolutely no replay value in this, unless I'm missing something. I wouldn't be surprised if I am missing something, but you know, again, the animation is fantastic. It's beautifully drawn. The sound design is really cool. It has got that high value to it. It's just very, very, very short. The Lucky Dying Caper, starring Donald Duck. So basically, was it Cirque de Magic or something? There's an enemy that's kidnapped Huey, Dewey, and Louie. You know, there's 3 small ducks. My Disney knowledge is absolute shite, guys, to be honest with you. But basically, you're Donald Duck, and his 3 nephews have been kidnapped, and you're on a plane, and you have to go and rescue them. You basically have 3 locations to rescue them, and be prepared, this game is hard as shit. It's not hard in the sense of a lot of like NES games where it's hard because of poor game mechanics. It's hard because you don't really have a lot of resources. You can get hit 2 or 3 times and that is the end of it. And you have a full stage to go through, and my god, it's one of those games that you can keep coming back to, because once you master it, it's a lot of fun. It just takes that bit of time to get to master it, and you've basically got a stage. I've managed to get past the 1st stage, and you defeat a boss, and that took some doing. And again, I'll come back and look at the other 2 stages. And the good thing is with emulation technology is you can save your game. So I suppose it's a kind of a cheat or workaround. But hey, I can barely see the screen at times, so you know, give me a break, like. I love the animation. The sound design is really good. The animation is really, really good. You know, it looks like a Donald Duck cartoon. It is a good game. I would say it is a good game. It's just the fact it's not a very easy game, and that's not a bad thing. That's, you know, it's something that keeps you going and keeps you coming back for more. Deep Duck Trouble, starring Donald Duck. So basically, Scrooge McDuck has been turned into a balloon. He's been cursed on an island of adventure, and Donald has to go and return this pendant of which Scrooge stole, which resulted in the curse happening. There's 4 places on the map here, and each place has at least 2 stages. You've got the volcano, the inlet, the jungle, and the valley. Now, going through this, I've played through a part of it. What I found with this, the animation's really good, the sound design is really good. Again, you know, it's a quality game, but I just found the controls a bit sluggish, and it took me out of the experience. I felt like I don't know, I was finding myself getting a little bored, a little tired, just a little bit like, I can't be arsed. It didn't sort of inspire me. It didn't sort of, whereas the other games have grabbed me. They've kind of grabbed me. I want to see what the next stage is. This had everything that the other Disney games that I've covered has got. The animation, the sound design, you know, the Disney games on Master System. There's not a bad one amongst them, really. But I would say this Jungle Book and Little Mermaid, there's just something missing. And it's not the fact that they're bad games, it's the fact that the other games played, when you play them sort of, you know, within a couple of days of each other, are actually that good. Even Castle of Illusion, even though it's so small, it's just got that charm to it. The level design on this is really good. You know, the backgrounds are really good. It just has something missing. It has something missing. Again, a game I would recommend playing, but it's just not on the level of some of the others. Land of Illusion starring Micky Mouse. So you have a bit of a world map going on here, and again, very, very similar mechanics to the Donald Duck games, to Castle of Illusion, but this is very much an expansion of Castle of Illusion. This definitely feels like a step up, but part of the same game. And you can see, you know, it looks very similar to the Donald Duck games, but also sort of follows in from the Castle of Illusion game as well. So, you know, I think you're kind of seeing this as part of a trilogy, and beautifully animated, some interesting gameplay mechanics to keep us entertained. One that's definitely worth coming back to. You know, this definitely has a hell of a lot more replay value than the first game, and a lot more to explore. There's different levels, and I like the way that, you know, you have to go into different doors to access different things that solve different puzzles. So there's, even though you're platforming, there's puzzles to solve. There's enemies to defeat. You know, this again has some very, very interesting mechanics, and really does serve as a very good sequel in every way that needs to Castle of Illusion. Micky Mouse Legend of Illusion. So when darkness falls over the Magic Kingdom, King Pete basically abdicates and gives the throne to Mickey. And it's now down to Mickey to basically find a worthy king to rule and to find the source of this darkness. Now, this again is a bit of a step up. It's a little bit of departure away from the first two games, but although you can still see it's got its roots. The screen size is a lot smaller, however, you know, the environments are a lot more detailed. This time Mickey can fire. He can actually shoot like snowballs, and he can traverse different sort of levels. So you can see he's on like the rooftops here of the different environments, and there's posters of Goofy around. I think that has to do with the part of the plot of, like, I don't know whether Goofy is the one who's supposed to become king. But this is again another interesting Disney game, and again it follows the same structures as the other Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck games that have been available on the Master System. And you know, it's a puzzle action platformer, and you know, again, is a lot of fun. Mickey's Ultimate Challenge. Now, this is a departure from the Castle of Illusion or the Illusion trilogy. This is a different style of game. It looks different, it plays different. Mickey goes to sleep one night and has a dream of being in a fairy tale castle. And this castle is being plagued by earthquakes. This land that he's in is being plagued by earthquakes. So it's down to him to explore the castle and find out what the cause of this is. And in doing so, he meets various Disney characters and has to perform different tasks. For Donald Duck, for example, he has to arrange these powders so Donald Duck can actually continue being a magician. There's another person in the library that he has to jump on different platforms to organise the magic books. Here with Dewey and Louie need Mickey's help to bring the drawbridge down. That gives you access to Goofy, where you have to guess his tools. Daisy, you basically play a game of Match Who Pays, and for each you give different items, and once you go back around then and give the right item to the right person, they give you magic beans. Once you have the magic beans, you plant them into the well, and a beanstalk grows and Mickey climbs the green beanstalk to find out that it's basically a giant. In order to wake the giant, you have to create or finish a puzzle. So it's this game could probably be completed within an hour. It's easy, it's simple, it's fun for what it is, and it's probably, you know, a game that's probably more aimed at a younger audience, to be perfectly honest with you, more so than the Illusion trilogy. Probably one of the weakest games out of this. So there you have it, guys. There is Master System Disney games. You know, again, some of the best games on the system are. When I started this quest, I always said that I wanted to find the good, the bad, and the ugly. And to be perfectly honest with you, there wasn't much bad. As far as Disney games go on the Sega Master System, you've got 9 fairly decent games. And I say decent because obviously, as long as you cater for like the age range and things like that, there are games which are, you know, much more sort of aimed at kids or aimed at the kid in each of us, and they are ones that I would keep coming back to. I very much loved Aladdin growing up, and even though there were certain levels I kept failing at, I would always come back and come back and come back. And, you know, and again, these games have been thought out. They have stories behind them if they're not following the plot of a movie. So, you know, very much recommend these games. They are a lot of fun, they're beautifully drawn, and they really, really show what the Master System is capable of. We are very much closing on 200 subscribers now. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I'm absolutely having a great deal of fun getting back into these videos and watching them. I'm sorry there's not been as many uploads in February as there was in January, but I was concentrating on bringing some stuff to you guys and just basically seeing, you know, what sort of videos I can do that would benefit the channel. You know, we're still sort of in the growing phase at the moment, and you know, I'm kind of like still finding my feet with all this. So thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care. Love you all.